Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Without Rush, the podcast where you can improve your English through slow, clear, and natural conversations. I'm Daniel. Today, Emma and I are going on an imaginary trip together. We will practice useful English for the airport, the hotel, restaurants, transportation, and asking for directions. Traveling can be exciting, but speaking English in another country may feel stressful. You may worry that you will not understand the airport employee. You may forget a word at the hotel. Or you may not know how to ask for help when you are lost. The good news is that you do not need advanced English to travel. A few clear questions and useful expressions can help you communicate in many situations. During this episode, listen carefully to our examples and repeat any sentence that you would like to remember. At the end, we will review important vocabulary and complete a short travel speaking challenge. Take a deep breath, imagine that your trip is beginning, and let's go.
Before traveling, I like to prepare everything carefully. First, I check my passport and make sure it is still valid. Then I confirm my flight, hotel reservation, and transportation from the airport. I also save copies of my important documents on my phone. One mistake people make is learning only difficult travel vocabulary. In reality, simple expressions are often more useful. For example, where is the check-in desk? What time does boarding begin? Is this the correct gate? Could you help me, please? These sentences are short, but they can solve real problems. Before my first international trip, I wrote 5 important questions in a small notebook. I was nervous about speaking, but having those questions prepared made me feel more confident. I did not need to create every sentence at the airport. I only needed to look at my notes and speak clearly. Another useful idea is to keep your travel information organized. You should know your flight number, your hotel address, your reservation number, and the name of the city or airport where you are going. If someone asks, "What is your flight number?" you can say, "My flight number is 245. If they ask, "Where are you staying?" you can say, "I'm staying at the City Central Hotel." Simple information can make the conversation much easier.
Now imagine that I have arrived at the airport. I need to check in for my flight. The employee may ask, "Good morning. May I see your passport, please?" I can answer, "Of course, here you are." Then the employee may ask, "Do you have any bags to check?" A bag that you give to the airline is called checked luggage. A smaller bag that you take onto the plane is called a carry-on bag. I can say, "Yes, I have 1 suitcase to check and 1 carry-on bag." The employee may then ask, "Would you like a window seat or an aisle seat?" A window seat is next to the window. An aisle seat is next to the space where people walk. I normally prefer an aisle seat because it is easier to stand up during the flight. So I would say, "An aisle seat, please." After checking in, I receive my boarding pass. The boarding pass shows important information, such as the gate, the seat number, the boarding time, and the flight number. Before leaving the desk, I can ask, "What time does boarding begin?" Or, "Where is gate 24? Here is a complete example. Airport employee. "Good morning. May I see your passport, please?" Passenger. "Of course. Here you are." Airport employee. "Do you have any bags to check?" Passenger. "Yes, I have 1 suitcase and 1 carry-on bag." Airport employee. Would you like a window seat or an aisle seat? Passenger. A window seat, please. Airport employee. Here is your boarding pass. Boarding begins at 10:30. Passenger. Thank you. Could you tell me where gate 12 is? Airport employee. Go straight and turn left after security. Passenger. Thank you very much. Notice that the passenger uses polite and direct sentences. You do not need to explain everything. You only need to provide the necessary information.
Airports can be noisy. People may speak quickly, and announcements may be difficult to understand. When this happens, do not pretend that you understood. You can politely ask the person to repeat the information. Useful expressions include, "Could you say that again, please? Could you speak a little more slowly? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you show me on the screen? Did you say gate 15 or gate 50? The final question is especially useful because 15 and 50 can sound similar. You can confirm the information by repeating it. For example, the flight leaves at 6:15. Is that correct? Or boarding begins at gate 8, right? Confirming information can prevent mistakes. You may also hear airport announcements, such as, "The flight has been delayed." This means the flight will leave later than planned. "The flight has been canceled." This means the flight will not happen. "This is the final boarding call." This means passengers need to go to the gate immediately. If your flight is delayed, you can ask, "How long is the delay? What is the new departure time? Will I miss my connecting flight?" A connecting flight is another flight that you need to take before reaching your final destination. These situations can be stressful, but simple questions help you understand your options.
After a long flight, I finally arrive at my hotel. At the reception desk, the employee may ask, "How can I help you?" I can say, "Hello, I have a reservation under the name Daniel Miller." The expression "under the name" tells the employee which name was used for the reservation. The receptionist may ask for my passport or identification. Then they may explain the hotel information. For example, breakfast is served from 7 to 10. Your room is on the 5th floor. The elevator is on your right. Before going to the room, I may want to ask some questions. What time is checkout? Is breakfast included? What is the Wi-Fi password? Could I have an extra towel, please? Is there a restaurant near the hotel? Here is an example of a hotel conversation. Good evening. Welcome to the Central Hotel. How can I help you? Hello, I have a reservation under the name Daniel Miller. Let me check. Yes, we have your reservation for 3 nights. That's correct. May I see your passport, please? Of course. Here you are. Your room is on the 4th floor. Breakfast is served from 7 to 10. Thank you. Is Wi-Fi included? Yes, the password is written on your room card. Great. And what time is checkout? Checkout is at 11. Thank you for your help. Sometimes there may be a problem with the room. Maybe the air conditioner is not working. Maybe there is no hot water. Or perhaps the room is too noisy. You can explain the issue politely. The air conditioner isn't working. There doesn't seem to be any hot water. My room is very noisy. Would it be possible to change rooms? Being polite does not mean accepting a problem. It means explaining the situation calmly and clearly.
After checking in, I want to explore the city, but I do not know where anything is. So I need to ask for directions. A simple way to begin is, "Excuse me, could you help me?" Then you can ask, "How do I get to the city center? Is there a train station near here? Which bus goes to the museum? Can I walk there? How long does it take?" You may hear directions such as, "Go straight, turn left, turn right, it's next to the bank." It's across from the hotel. It's between the cafe and the pharmacy. It's about a 10-minute walk. Imagine that I ask, "Excuse me, how do I get to the train station?" The person says, "Go straight for 2 blocks, turn right at the traffic light, and the station will be on your left." That is a lot of information. I can confirm it by saying, "So I go straight, turn right at the traffic light, and the station is on the left. Is that correct?" Repeating the directions helps both people check the information. If the explanation is too difficult, you can ask, "Could you show me on the map?" Most people can point to the location on your phone.
Traveling also means trying new food. At a restaurant, the server may begin by saying, "Are you ready to order?" If I need more time, I can say, "Could we have a few more minutes, please?" When I am ready, I can say, "I'd like the chicken sandwich, please." Or, "Could I have the pasta, please?" Both expressions are polite and natural. If I have a question about the menu, I can ask, "What do you recommend? What comes with this dish? Is this spicy? Does this contain nuts? Do you have any vegetarian options?" If I want water, I can say, "Could I have some water, please?" At the end of the meal, I can ask, "Could we have the bill, please?" In American English, people often say check instead of bill. So you may also hear, "Could we have the check, please?"
Are you ready to order?
Yes, I'd like the grilled chicken, please.
Would you like salad or fries with that?
Salad, please.
And what would you like to drink? Could I have some sparkling water?
Of course. Is there anything else?
No, that's all.
Thank you.
Let's review 10 useful travel words from today's episode. The first word is passport, an official document used when traveling internationally. Example, I need to show my passport at the airport. The second word is boarding pass, the document that allows you to enter the plane. Example, my seat number is on my boarding pass. The third expression is carry-on bag, a small bag that you take onto the plane. Example, my laptop is in my carry-on bag. The fourth word is gate, the place where passengers wait before entering the plane. Example, our flight leaves from gate 18. Delay, a situation in which something happens later than planned. Example, our flight has a 2-hour delay. The sixth word is reservation, an arrangement made in advance for a hotel, restaurant, or activity. Example, I have a hotel reservation for 3 nights. The seventh word is check-in, the process of registering at an airport or hotel. Example, hotel check-in begins at 3 o'clock. The eighth word is directions, information explaining how to reach a place. Example, I asked someone for directions. Recommend, to suggest something that you believe is good. Example, what restaurant do you recommend? And the final word is included, something provided as part of the price. Example, is breakfast included?
Now it is your turn. Answer these travel questions out loud. Try to use complete sentences. Question 1. Where would you like to travel? Question 2. Do you prefer a window seat or an aisle seat? Why? Question 3. What do you normally pack in your carry-on bag? Question 4. What would you ask when checking into a hotel? Question 5. What kind of food do you enjoy eating while traveling? Question 6. What would you do if you did not understand someone at the airport? Excellent. Now, imagine that you have arrived in a new city. Speak for 1 minute about your trip. You can include where you are, how your flight was, where you are staying, what you want to visit, and what you want to eat. Here is a short example. I have just arrived in London. The flight was long, but it was comfortable. I'm staying at a small hotel near the city center. Tomorrow, I want to visit a museum and walk through a famous park. I also want to try some traditional food.
Today, you practiced useful English for traveling. You learned how to check in at the airport, ask for clarification, communicate at a hotel, ask for directions, and order food. Remember, you do not need complicated English to travel. Use short sentences, speak clearly, ask people to repeat information when necessary, and confirm important details, such as times, gates, and addresses. Where would you like to travel next? Thank you for listening and practicing English with us. Subscribe to English Without Rush and turn on notifications so you do not miss our next podcast episode. Keep listening, keep speaking, and enjoy every step of your English journey. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.